Good morning, it's Amy at St. Thomas Epiphany Episcopal Parish. I am filming this on Sunday, so it is still Pentecost, and it is still the birthday of the church, and we are still celebrating the movement of the Spirit within our lives and within the church. And I was drawn to Paul in his magnificent letter to the Romans. This is Paul, chapter 8. On life in the Spirit. For all who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. All who are led by the Spirit of God are children of God. For you did not receive a spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received a spirit of adoption, when we cry, Abba, Father. It is that very Spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we are children of God, and if children, then heirs, heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ. All of us, children of God, when we follow and feel the movement of the Spirit of God. Skipping down a few verses, we know that the whole creation has been groaning in labor pains until now. And not only the creation, but we ourselves who have the first fruits of the Spirit groan inwardly while we wait for adoption, the redemption of our bodies. The birth of the church is one that we hear about in our Acts reading earlier this morning, with a great violent rush of wind and with tongues of fire. Birth and new creation is not a gentle activity. I can't help but hear these words of fire and birthing and groaning and labor pains as we look around our country today and we see the outpouring of grief, communal anger, communal trauma, and we see fire, and we hear wind, and we hear the sound of violence. And surely, some of those folks who are in some of those protests have bad intentions, surely. There are some people who are seeking to take advantage of this expression of human grief and longing for a new creation, for the Spirit of God to renew the face of the earth. And I'm reminded of this chapter in Paul's letter to the Romans, chapter 8, that we also groan inwardly. We groan inwardly in the labor pains of the new birth of ourselves as a new creation. And Paul continues, for in hope we were saved. Now, hope that is seen is not hope. For who hopes for what is seen? But if we hope for what we do not see, for if we hope for what we do not see, a new creation, a new community, a new world of love, of neighbor, and peace and justice for all people. But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. We wait for it with patience. How many times in your life, I know in my life, where I am in a hurry up and wait kind of situation, when I think about something in my life, I think, I'm not where I want to be spiritually, physically, financially, in my relationship. So hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, and get there, and get there. I believe this is what Paul is pointing to in the chapter, in this particular portion in the chapter from Romans. God is with us in the groaning and in the labor of this new creation, and is with us sweeping through ourselves as well as our communities and bringing forth this new creation. Amen.